And what's up, you guys? Welcome to the Mango Grove. My name is Krisha. I want to wish each and every one of you, well, compliments of the season. And for those of you celebrating Christmas, well, Merry Christmas to you guys. It's Christmas Eve, but yeah, Sean and I will not be doing a video tomorrow because we too will be celebrating Christmas, opening presents, sipping on eggnog. So yeah, we're going to be busy with that. However, I wanted to give you guys this analysis today because, well, Bitcoin's got a habit of doing something really odd every time people are, away from their PCs, every time they're there with their families. This usually happens around Christmas time. So today we're going to be talking about price action primarily. Okay, and in addition to this, I also want to reference Sean's video from yesterday. For those of you who did not catch that video, that is a masterclass in, well, interest rates. Okay, I'm not going to say masterclass, but the insight that you derive from his interest rate videos and the way he just breaks it down is so succinct. There's so much that you can learn from there, and not just apply to Bitcoin, but even apply to the rest of the markets out there. If you're trading something other than Bitcoin, that is applicable to that market as well. Okay, now he had mentioned something very interesting in that, and that was this. Based on the numbers that have come out, okay, based on what people are forecasting, he's gone over the data. Okay, people are anticipating the interest rates to come down. Guys, interest rates is the price of money ultimately, okay? And when interest rates go down, we usually get propelled into a risk-on environment, which means that all of the assets start ticking up in price. Now, while I'm in agreement with that thesis, okay, let's call it a thesis because nothing has really played out just yet, I'm also a proponent of you cannot go chasing the gold with a spade in your hand by looking at it through a binoculars, okay, because at that point you might be a little too early to the game. That is to say that interest rate data plays out over months, if not years. Okay, so my only advice to you guys right now who are looking to position in Bitcoin or any other altcoin or any other asset is to use the tools that it is the most up to date, which is always going to be price action. Let price action guide your decisions getting into the next 2 to 3 months. So today I want to be talking about the possible moves that Bitcoin could make in, well, the upcoming weeks. Okay, what is it that I personally am going to be looking out for? Now, because I know I'm going to be in vacation mode for the next couple of weeks, right? It's Christmas mode for the next couple of weeks. I'm going to be keeping this relatively simple for myself. Okay, in terms of Bitcoin's price action. I'm currently in no leverage long positions or short positions. I'll be playing Bitcoin. I'll be watching Bitcoin on the weekly time frame going all the way down to the daily time frame. Now, if you guys had to ask me, Krisha, gun to your head, where are your biases at? I think you guys pretty much know the answer to that. My biases are bullish, guys, okay? Now, I have reasons behind that, of course. I'm seeing a couple of things on the chart, and as well as one of my go-to indicators that I look at, which is the Mango dashboard. Okay, now for those of you who have access to the dashboard, you guys can see it too. Okay, you can find it on app.mangoresearch.co. There's a free version that you guys can toggle around with as well. Now, okay, fine. You know what? If you get on over to the weekly time frame on the dashboard, yeah, all right, Bitcoin USDT is still short. Okay, short equals bearish. This reversal signal came in 257 days ago, and it has not changed since then. 257 days of this short signal staying intact. If you're someone who caught the trade, if it was a leveraged short position, you guys are already up by a good 60% on that trade. Okay, so since when this short signal went off to now, Bitcoin is down 60%. If you did not catch a leverage trade on that and you just decided to get out of your long position, then hey, you saved yourself 60% in losses. Right? That's one way to look at it. Okay, so we're seeing this trend still be intact here. How about on the daily time frame? What's happening there? Okay, you know what? We're still bearish on the daily as well. This one came in 1 week ago. Okay, 1 week ago of this signal staying intact. However, returns. Check out the returns, guys. Minus 1%. I'll tell you what that is telling me and the insight that I derive from this one line. It's telling me that while Bitcoin is short on the daily trend, it is not seeing follow through to the downside. Okay, there's no follow through. And I'm noticing the signal go off. So yeah, it'll flip long, it'll flip neutral, back to short, but no follow through once again. How about the 12-hour time frame? What's happening there? Once again, short. Okay, this short signal came in 8.3 days ago, so slightly over a week ago. Returns on that, you're up by a good 3.19%. Yeah, okay, fine. You know, that's a bit of a return there. However, once again, we're not seeing that crazy freaking follow through that we should be seeing in a raging bear market. I mean, people are still expecting 13K Bitcoin. When you see these short trends actually trigger, you want to start seeing some follow through. You want to start seeing a bit more sell pressure come in. What this dashboard is alluding to right now, as well as price action on the chart, is that there is no follow through. So we're seeing sellers dry out here. Okay, if the macro market right now, if I just zoom out, if this entire thing is bearish, I want to see those bearish trends actually start seeing follow through to the downside. Now, whatever buyers we have pouring in this current juncture of the market, I want you to think of what the dynamic is going to look like. Okay, buyers accumulating, sellers are drying up, buyers are going to have to start putting their bids higher and higher to get their positions in. All right. Now, those are the signatures that we want to look for as traders. Are buyers looking to bid higher? As soon as we start seeing higher and higher bids on the chart, that is going to allude to the entire pressure changing on Bitcoin's weekly and daily time frame. Okay, when it goes from sell pressure to buy pressure on the chart, at that point, the bulls have the edge there. So now as far as TA is concerned, let's see if there's anything on this chart that is actually alluding to a bit more buying pressure stepping in on Bitcoin's chart right now. Now that my chart is clear, I'll tell you what it is that I'm seeing. In my last video, I was looking at the 4-hour time frame. Yeah, you know what? We're seeing a bit of a chop. Bitcoin is unable to establish a trend. I told you guys that, hey, I might be spotting a inverted head and shoulders pattern, which is this right here. However, we never saw follow through on this, okay? I told you guys that when you see a head and shoulders pattern like this, okay, with an ascending neckline, that is showing you growing technical strength on the chart. However, what we saw instead was Bitcoin actually break down here. Okay, we saw a breakdown here, which is showing a bit of technical weakness on the chart, which then negates this entire pattern. Alrighty, so I'm not going to be looking at the head and shoulders anymore. Instead, what I will be looking at, okay, and you can see this on the 4-hour time frame, you'll see that if I zoom out of my chart, all of the EMAs and MAs have sort of clustered in this one zone right here with the 55, 21, 10 SMA, as well as the 200 simple moving average in that one little zone. Okay, so what I personally am going to be looking for is for Bitcoin to start taking out this high right here. Okay, we're looking at this candle close high. Let me just circle it for you right there. There we go. This high, guys, comes in at around $16,935. If you want to go ahead and take note of that number, go ahead and do so. What I personally am going to be looking for continuation to the upside, I'm looking for Bitcoin to start living over that region. Okay, because at that point, it would have cleared the 55, the 200 simple, the 10 SMA, as well as the 21 exponential moving average. This entire cluster would have been cleared. Okay, at that point, I will be expecting another move all the way up to the next major point of resistance overhead coming in at 17.2K. Now, I understand that many of the Mango seedlings are able to come up with these support and resistance regions by themselves. They don't need me to tell them where the SNR regions are. However, if you are someone who finds that you're using these videos as a crutch to get the support and resistance regions, I suggest getting on over to the dashboard, okay? And you can actually toggle on weekly and 4-day support and resistance regions on the dashboard. Yeah, so all you got to do is get on over to Mango View. You'll find Bitcoin USDT on the drop-down menu. Go there and then just toggle on weekly support and resistance regions, and you'll get your automatic support and resistance regions just drawn out by an algorithm, and they usually line up with my levels, if not better. Okay, you can see that support on the dashboard comes in at 16.2 all the way up to resistance at 18.6. Okay, the midpoint that I'm getting in that zone, guys, comes in at around 17.2K. I'm saying Bitcoin actually gets a much more bullish edge on this chart as soon as we start clearing the midpoint at 17.2K. The last time we did that was in this move to the upside right here. We cleared that region out and price swiftly moved up to around 18.2K. Because this entire zone that you see here is one big order block. So I'm looking for a swift, volatile move there. I think this picture gets extremely interesting as soon as Bitcoin starts closing daily candles over that. Okay, and why is that? Why am I looking at this being an interesting picture? Because number one, check out what happens there, okay? The first most interesting thing is that we would have then done something different. The last time Bitcoin actually got up here, we did not close a daily candle over the order block. Okay, this will be the first time that we actually do that. In addition to that, taking out the highs of this, previous local high that we put in, we would also be triggering a bullish pattern right there. Okay, and what is that bullish pattern? For that, let me just go ahead, turn off my my EMAs. Okay, you can see the pattern right here, which is a cup and handle like formation. We have a cup, we got a handle right here. Okay, with the neckline of the cup and handle coming in at 17.8K. Okay, in line with the top of the order block. If that pattern actually plays out, where will that take Bitcoin up to? Now, I usually like taking the wicks into account. Here's a rule of thumb that I use. If you are someone who is drawing out your neckline using the wicks, then yes, you can actually account for the wicks in your measured move as well. Now, if I look at the measured move of this cup and handle like formation, this will take Bitcoin all the way up to 20.6K. What's going to be even cool about Bitcoin getting up to 20.6K, I'm going to switch that to a yellow color. That way we can differentiate between our measured moves and our proper horizontals, is this. If we get up to 20.6K, we are then going to be breaking out of a much, much larger pattern, which is this falling channel. That will be the first jab of the top of the falling channel since November. Price could instead make its way all the way up there, only for it to close back into the channel. But either way, though, we are going to be getting back into that previous zone of price action before the FTX debacle. Because what you guys need to understand is that this entire zone, okay, from $24,000 all the way down to 18.7K, that was the zone that Bitcoin was oscillating within before the FTX debacle actually happened. All right, so we'll be getting back into that zone once again. That is going to be a bullish note. In one of my previous videos, I told you guys that, hey, Bitcoin starts getting back up over 18.7K. I'm saying that the chances of 13K diminish quite significantly. Okay, I will be knocking off my bid at $13,000 per Bitcoin. Now, breaking the falling channel on the weekly time frame is what's going to propel Bitcoin even higher. Okay, I'm looking at $24,000 next stop, 24.6K. Why is 24.6K going to be even more important? Because now if I put on my Mango dynamic indicator, okay, I switch on to the Ichimoku template of my dynamic indicator. Let's go ahead and do that. You'll see that the Ichimoku, the Mango dynamic on the Ichimoku setting comes in at around 24.4K. For those of you who watched my last video, I told you guys about one of the major bull market reversal indicators that I'm going to be looking at, which is this one right here, okay? The Mango dynamic with the Ichimoku setting on the weekly time frame. All right, we start living back up over that region. I am going bullish at that point, guys. I'm saying bull market is on. Get ready, buckle in. Alrighty, I've gone over in the previous video, I went over the history of price action against the dynamic indicator, and it has played out to the T, not only to the upside, but even to the downside. Alrighty, so I'll be looking for all of these cascading effects to take place. However, now for those of you wondering, Krisha, okay, fine, you know what, great, good for you. You've got a bullish bias, but what about the bearish bias? What is my contingency here? At what point will I be expecting lower for Bitcoin? Because yeah, until we get back up over 18.7K, lower for Bitcoin is still on the books. Bitcoin could still go lower. If Bitcoin takes out this wick low right here, okay, this wick low, guys, this is the lowest point on the chart you need to understand, okay? $15,479. We start living over that region. I'm saying further down we come, okay? The next region of support only comes in at around 13.6K, if I'm not wrong. That is the closest sort of region of support that we have. And let me tell you something, guys. That is going to be a volatile move if we get it, okay? 13.6K. From where price is at right now to 13.6K, that's going to be a good 18% to the downside still. Alrighty, I will not be anticipating any lower until we break 13.6K. Keep it very, very simple for yourself. Even when we broke 18.7 for the first time, I mentioned on the Grove that, hey, the next major support only comes in around $15,000. We cannot jump the gun on 13K before we break 15.8K. So it's important that we take these levels one step at a time. But so far, based on current price action and the lack of follow through on the daily trends, as well as the 12-hour and the 4-hour trend, is telling me that the sell pressure is drying out at this current region so far. Alrighty, so these are the plausible plays that I personally am going to be looking for, only for the downside once we take out the lows. However, upside, I think the major key upside that you guys need to look for Bitcoin to take out is going to come in at 17.8K. I believe that is going to trigger something very, very special on the chart. Okay, so now this is my short-term analysis on Bitcoin. I implore you guys to go ahead and check out Sean's video from yesterday where he goes over the interest rates and the read of the market on the interest rates and what they are pricing in right now. It is going to be the determinant factor of what happens across the board. Not just Bitcoin, I'm talking about traditional, I'm talking about all the indices out there. That is going to be the dictating factor. So go ahead and check out that video. If you guys want to know more about my macro bullish signal that I personally am looking at, go ahead and check out the video on the right that I will also be linking. Okay, now if you enjoyed this short-term analysis, let me know by smashing that like button. And hey, if you just want to wish me a very Merry Christmas, you can also let me know by smashing that like button. And I will see you guys in the next update on Boxing Day. And with this, trade safely, trade stress-free, trade the mango way, trade the easy way. Ciao, you guys.